Good morning, guys. We got Matthew here, team member led Thursday meeting. So let's give him our attention.
Alrighty. To start it off, I want to go over why time is so important. And time is very important because this time of the year, it's very easy for clients to realize, well, not realize, to think they don't need our service, or to not see why the service is so important. So we really need to emphasize, putting our time into the yards and doing our best job and showing the clients why winter services really are important. And the only way we can get clients to pay us more time and go up is by showing them that we have to spend extra time on their yards. And in winter, we will be going over on time just because that's just, you have to be able to keep clientele throughout the winter and go up on time. And winter services, we will be collecting all debris the next, month or two until they're done falling. And then once we clean all debris, then we'll start pruning. So we need to wait until all debris are cleaned up before we start pruning. And last thing I want to go over is to add on to what McKee said, treating our equipment better. I could definitely do better at that, and it just save us all money in the end.
Yeah, having next year, having racks on every trailer to keep everything separated will help with that. So that way, because it might not seem like a big deal that a ladder's touching a blower or that a blower's on top of a weed eater, but it's a piece of equipment that gets used day in, day out, and every day those things rubbing against, it scratches them up, it can bend the shaft. So yeah, taking care of the equipment is very important because although they are designed to be tough, they get used every day and get tossed around. So I think having blower racks and sprayer racks next year would be good, for on every trailer. So that way, and I think it'd be better on y'all's backs, not bending down, picking up stuff. But yeah, very important to take care of the equipment, like Matt said.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, was that everything that you wanted to go over?
Yep.
Cool. I'll add to that winter services thing. The month of so right now we have a couple winter services, that we're doing, people that have started early. So what we've been telling the customers that you can start winter services in November, but for a majority of customers, it's gonna be December because we wanna get that extra money mowing. It's super easy for you guys right now. The grass is hardly growing, not much to weed eat. It's good money for everybody, right? So once December starts and winter services is here, let's say there might be 100 to 150 properties that their winter services was their mowing time. Now, why do we do that? Because it would take a lot of time. Mainly the main resource for that would be Brian's time. Going to every single property and recording them for how many trees they have, essentially, because that's where the main price is for winter services is how much debris are we collecting and removing. And then there's pruning, but most properties, there's not too much pruning going on unless they have a bunch of winter plants or plants that get winter pruning. So what Matt was saying is that we're not going to leave any properties unacceptable, which means that there are going to be properties where the budgeted hours are way off. But as a professional landscaper and a professional landscape company, we're not gonna, let's say you have 25 minutes and it's gonna take you an entire hour. Well, that's unfortunate, but we're not gonna just blow off a front yard and completely ignore the backyard, right? So it's taking one for the team, but I do feel like a lot of the properties are gonna be just fine, but there are gonna be some outliers that don't make sense. Also, let the properties speak to you. What I mean by that is some properties you're gonna roll up and it's gonna be screaming at you what to do. Leaves, sticks, pine cones, right? We'll have some people with winter services where they've already cleared all the trees. There's no trees, right? So stuff you can do there, hand pull any and all weeds, edge the driveway, blow the edge out too, make it look nice and crisp. You can also push mow the yard with the bag on the push mower and suck up the grass, maybe get some of the thatch sucked up. And if it's really overgrown, you can take the height down little by little. Also, on those properties that have no trees, anything touching a fence, touching a house, meaning a limb, shrub, anything like that, you can cut it off. And Matthew, I'll pick out a select group of properties that go from a ton of trees to no trees to somewhere in the middle. And everyone will go with Matthew for the day. And because I think other than Bailey, I think Matthew's the only one that did winter services here for an extended period of time. So that's the winter services thing. And time is important, not only on the properties, but when we're coming into work every day. That's why Brian and I, now that we are back fully staffed, have been making a big push on making sure everyone's here on time, because if we're not all here at the same time, the way the shop works is everyone has to be here at the same time, right? If one of the pieces of the puzzle isn't here, the puzzle's not gonna look right. It's not gonna look good, it's not gonna function the way it should. So, we owe it to each other as a team to be here every day on time. And and the number one reason for coming in late is just not waking up early enough. Now things do happen, but if you're struggling with getting here, and you're kind of riding the line, I think if you woke up 10 minutes earlier, and I'm not saying this at anybody directly, I'm just saying in general, like waking up 10 minutes, I think could revolutionize, give you an extra 10 minutes. You can sit in your car, go get coffee or whatever like that. I think that's all I really wanted to go over with the time and the winter services. Does anyone have any questions for me about winter services?
What about big properties like Clark's Construction and shit?
They actually don't get service during the winter.
So after
They'll get like one or two big cleanups, which they actually only did that last year for the first time ever.
Okay.
So for the last 4 years, only 1 year, last year, they got anything over the winter.
Okay.
Anyone else? Anything winter service related? And winter services, there's a description of what we do. The goal with that, and the goal is always to improve the property. But with winter services, I want to have Matt do maybe more than one day of showing y'all stuff. Like we'll do a debris collection training, what to focus on, where you can blow stuff and leave it, come back to it. And then we'll do pruning training, of course, and that'll be in January. I'll come out for that one.
So we're gonna be like clearing out the trailers, like leaving the big motors in here, and then we're gonna be using that like bigger area for like debris and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure that got that right.
Yep. And then we also have an enclosed trailer that's just sitting back there that if someone would prefer to use it, you can, put bags and debris in there. Yeah. Well, if no one's got any questions for me about the winter services, that's all I got.
All right.
Cool.
All right, Matthew, you gotta pass the torch.
Bailey.
You selected Bailey. Do you accept the challenge, Bailey?
Sure.
All right. You wanna do Monday or Thursday?
Let's do it Monday.
Get it out of the way.
Sounds like a plan. Look forward to hearing from you, man.
We got something to do over the
Forward
weekend.
to
Joe.
it.
That's right. And the topic does need to be personal growth related.
Personal growth.
All right, fellas. Appreciate y'all's time and hope y'all have a great Thursday. I think we did it in under 10 minutes.
Nice.
He doesn't mean like wearing high heels or something.